I'm going to Brazil in like 2 weeks, and I'm a little bit worried. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Izzy, and this, the lights are fucked. Wait a second. Let's try that again. Let's try that again! There's a little nipple showing up here to go back. You go back over there. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Izzy, and this is the Izzy Nober Show. First thing, I'm moving at the end of this month, and moving is a bitch. It's made even worse by the fact that I hurt my back a couple of days ago. When we were looking at apartments, I went to lean over to do something stupid. It's so stupid. I feel so old. I went to lean over to fix my pant leg, okay? My pant leg was inside my socks because I dressed like a 13-year-old. So I realized that my pant leg was inside the sock and I went to pull it, and when I leaned over, something went terribly wrong in my back, and ever since, I'm kind of fucked. Terrible timing if you're about to move. So yeah, we're in the process of moving. The house is a complete mess. I had to there's everything from here down in my house is like something exploded here in this apartment. It's a complete mess. There's boxes everywhere. It's a shit show. Also, comic books. I'm not buying comic books anymore because this shit is heavy. You don't realize that when you're buying these things that one day you're gonna have to move and you're gonna have to bring this along with you. The shit is heavy. It gets heavy. This is like 1/100th of the comic books that I own, and I'm kind of regretting that. Anyway, I'm going to Brazil at the end, well, next month. Here's what happened. As I've mentioned here before, I have a larger audience in Brazil. I've been doing videos on YouTube for what, close to 10 years now. That's fucking crazy. And I've got involved into some, let's say, controversies. The last one was that, okay, here's what happened. There is this lady in Brazil who's known for being some kind of entrepreneurship guru. She recently tried to start a crowdfunding campaign to raise money to create a burger joint, like a gourmet, like, you know, fancy people burger joint and shit. And she was asking the internet for money, for crowdfunding money to create this thing. Now, she's supposed to be she graduated from MIT, and she was involved with like Google and Microsoft and all of these Silicon Valley companies in the United States. She was supposedly very successful in tech over there. Now, she's going to Brazil to raise crowdfunding money to start a burger joint. People thought it was kind of crazy, and it was kind of like she was a laughing stock of the entire country for like 2 days, like these things usually are with the internet. I don't know why people stress out so much when things happen on the internet, because people forget that shit in like 2 days, every time. So I did a video about this girl on my Brazilian channel, and I jokingly said in passing that I don't even know who she is, because I didn't at the time. I had no idea who she was. And then her fanboys were super angry in the comments saying,
"Oh, how dare you, you fucking loser. She's like a brilliant entrepreneur. She worked for Google, she worked for...
This is them typing, by the way.
She worked for Google, she worked for Microsoft, she worked for all of these people. She's a fucking genius, and you don't know shit. You're some YouTube loser who's jealous of her money and her success and her hair. Look at how beautiful her hair is."
I can't actually put her picture here because I'm pretty sure she's about to sue me, so let's not help her. Anyway, I was like, okay, obviously I'm a fucking idiot because I never heard of this lady before. Let's look her up and see what she's about. And I noticed that on her English biography, she described herself quite a little bit different from her Portuguese biography. In her Portuguese biography, for instance, she said that she had 5 diplomas, like economy, mathematics, computer, magic, something. She had 5 diplomas, and on the English side of things, she only said she had 5 majors, which, as you clearly know, having a diploma and having a major, having majored in something doesn't mean the same thing. For instance, I majored in physics in university when I lived in Brazil. I didn't finish that program, but I could say, if I wanted to impress people, that I have a major. I majored in physics, and then in the sidelines, like, you know, the asterisk is, but I didn't graduate. Anyway, I thought that was a little bit odd that on one side she says she has 5 diplomas, and on this side she said she majored in something. I thought that didn't really match. So I started doing some digging around, and I found out that she didn't even have the 5 majors she was claiming. She obviously didn't have 5 diplomas. Half the companies she said she created were school projects that were not even real companies, but that she described as real companies in interviews, in television interviews. She said she sold a company she founded, when in reality she neither sold or founded even the company at all. She joined the company at its early stages, and then she started telling the media that it was her idea. And for some reason, Brazilian media ran with this. She basically was an entrepreneur celebrity in Brazil. And the more I dug around, the more I found evidence that she was, at the very best case, padding her diploma like crazy. And I thought it was weird that media everywhere never took her to task on some of the things that she was saying. That I barely know this woman, and I just read a little bit on her biography on her English and Portuguese websites, and I noticed a bunch of discrepancies. In the end, I ended up writing a whole dossier. It was like 4,000 words. It was one of the longest articles I ever wrote, detailing point by point everything she lied about. And it wasn't like, oh, I think that. No, it was like things that were verifiable. So people were fucking going crazy. My website got so many page views, like in the millions. I never got anything like that before. That my hosting company actually took down my website because I was using too many resources. I had to re-upload the article to Medium, which is a shit show of a website. I fucking hate Medium. Anyway, long story short, people were questioning her like, hey, this guy wrote all these things and everything seems to check out. What do you say to that? And she didn't say anything, because what are you gonna say when you've been caught you've been telling lies your whole professional career, and somebody pulled on the thread that made the whole fucking thing crumble? What are you gonna say? So she didn't say anything for like, I think 2 weeks, and the questions were mounting. A lot of the media was hounding her, asking for questions, for statements. Some radio show where she had like, there's a radio show that she had gone on several times to do like entrepreneurship tips and shit like that, and they were pressing her more than the other more legitimate news outlets for an answer to this controversy. A long time after, she wrote an article on Medium that was supposed to be the truth about her career. And in it, she basically confirmed everything I said, but tried to put a little bit of a positive spin on it. Obviously, people didn't buy it, so she's been laying low this entire time. For the last couple of months, people are like, hey, whatever happened to that lady? A lot of people, because she did a lot of like keynote speeches, like very like self-helpy kind of bullshit, like, oh, this is how you achieve your dreams kind of thing, because I am a very successful businesswoman who actually never started a business in her fucking life. Everything the gig at Microsoft, she was an intern in the thing at Google. She was also an intern. A lot of the projects she claimed credit, you go to the page of the projects, like her name never showed up anywhere. It was a lot of things like that. Why am I telling you this whole story? People at this event in Brazil called Campus Party, which is like a social media, this huge convention, they asked me if I'd like to do a talk on this matter. So I was like, yeah, sure. And that's why I'm going to Brazil. I fly there on February 1st, and I arrive there on the 2nd. My talk is on the 3rd, and then I fly back on the 5th, and I have to work on the 6th. So this is gonna be stressful as shit. Oh, and I haven't even written the thing yet. So yeah, if I go through a long stretch without putting out any videos, that is why. I'm in Brazil, likely getting sued because I've been told I ruined her career, so I should expect to get served some papers while I'm there. That fucking sucks. But yeah, I just wanted to share this story with you. I ruined somebody's career, somebody's fraudulent career. Can I say that? Can I? That's another lawsuit right there, I think. It was so weird. When I published the article, a lot of the legitimate news outlets that had propped up this girl and published all of these things that were, now we can see in retrospect, were pretty much just press releases that would talk about the things that she did and everything. They went back and scrubbed a bunch of the things that now are verifiably false. But they didn't put any like, oh, we edited this because this new information came to light. No, they just erased it like 1984 style. So people were pissed about that too, and people started flooding their comments saying like, why are you actually issuing a retraction? Why aren't you crediting the guy? That's the other thing too. I'm a vlogger, I'm a blogger, I have a podcast, I'm a video game character. One thing I'm not a journalist. And a lot of people were talking about the article I wrote like I'm a journalist. So like a lot of the jokes and the things that I made, people are like, oh, this guy, like obviously he's not a serious journalist because I'll look at all these dick jokes and whatever on his website. I'm like, no fucking duh, I'm not a journalist, I'm a fucking blogger. I'm some guy on the internet. Why are you expecting me in an age where the actual news have gone to shit so fuck? You're expecting the vlogger, the guy who tells jokes on YouTube? Jokes, if you can even call it that. We're expecting me to be the fuck you. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna go to Brazil. I haven't been there in 5 years, and I mean, I don't have to pay to go there, which is always nice. It's kind of like a mini free stressful vacation because I have to do a talk and all, and I haven't even shit. I should get to writing that thing. That's it. I'm Izzy and I'm done. I actually hope she doesn't sue me because that's gonna suck.